this is Starkey Sowers, and welcome again to another nutrition moment from Clark's Nutrition and Natural Foods Market. So every now and then you go up and down the aisles and you're looking at different products and you're thinking, a lot of times, how did this company get here? Not only that, maybe like, is that a good company? Is it not? It's kind of a frequent question we get. Hey, I want to buy this magnesium or whatever it is. Is that a good company? And so what's kind of cool about today's episode about Bell Lifestyles products, so it's not only a good product and a good company, but there's like a rich foundation. So Nick Zurich, the guy who started the company back in 1996, founded this on joint support, okay? So you'll notice that, by the way, that the top is kind of ripped up here. I read his life story, and one of the stories was, in his life story was the fact that he had some knee issues. He started taking shark cartilage, and he was so profoundly impressed with the shark cartilage, he decided he would actually start his own company. So I've been squatting a lot lately, and my knees have been not messed up, but they're just kind of cracking a little bit more than usual. So I've been taking the product, and yeah, it works great on knees. Obviously, there's all these different attributes, proteoglycans, different things like that. Nourishes the knees, helps with the cartilage, all these cool, wonderful things. Lots of truckloads of research. But this gentleman, Nick Zurich, actually decided to make a company out of it and literally try to create a community. He was so impressed on how he felt, he wanted other people to feel the same way. So being his number one product, so you'll notice right there, number one product, okay? He ended up actually creating this particular product first, putting it out on the market in 1996, put it in a situation where ultimately he started a company and literally laid a foundation for a company he didn't know was going to be so successful. What I like about this company is this: they're very unique. Obviously, the products themselves are very effective, and not only that, they're clinically studied oftentimes, as well as put together by master herbalists and things in their team that makes these products stand out a little bit more than a lot of the other products on the shelf. That said, what I want to do though is kind of maybe pick on a couple products, all right? So I thought I'd go through here. Blood sugar metabolism. A lot of people have blood sugar metabolism issues, diabetes 2 mostly, but diabetes 1. What's unique about this particular formula, he ends up using a couple unique products before anybody else was. So right out of the gate, obviously the typical gymnema, which is in here, but also mulberry leaf. A lot of people got recent news about mulberry leaf on how effective it is on helping lower an A1C. One of the first guys on the market to bring that out, making this a substantially cool formula. Anybody that's struggling with blood sugar issues, diabetes 2 especially, would really benefit for something like that. Obviously, when you're taking medications, work with your doc, because using something like that's going to lower the blood sugar, obviously going to work on that A1C level, okay? Natural Superior Health Formula. This particular formula actually ends up becoming one that's kind of a go-to. Oftentimes what happens when you do the typical formula, I'll let you have a look at this. What happens a lot of times is they're going to be the same thing, like maybe some silica, multivitamin, you got some B vitamins, some biotin, stuff like that. What you're going to notice here is basically this particular formula ends up being a combination of beta-sitosterol, some fenugreek, and some protein. So some very classic Chinese herbs, ultimately kind of helping to balance not only the hormones, but also kind of help with people that maybe are using a product and it's not working. This would be the perfect add-on or maybe substitute for some of the hair products that you're using. It doesn't seem to be doing the job. All right, healthy blood pressure. One of the things that stands out in here is celery extract. Celery extract is a great product as far as helping to manage blood sugar. Obviously, there's some other nutrients in here as well, but that's just kind of a standout. Celery does a very nice job on helping to lower some active components and helps the body's blood pressure get back to normal, so it's kind of a cool formula, right? HDL cholesterol, this one's really fun too. So I'm just gonna throw these out. So they're polymethylated flavonoids, all right? So ultimately this comes from rinds of oranges. And so what it actually does, a couple different things. It actually helps prevent the formation of cholesterol, but then at the same time, it also helps to prevent the reabsorption of cholesterol in the gut. Because remember that cholesterol kind of moves around, goes through the gut, ultimately to be detoxed, eliminated via bile, and then is reabsorbed. So it kind of works in two areas, works in the liver for the formation, and it prevents the reabsorption. Really cool formula, all right? A couple standout formulas that just come out from them as well too is the Clear Skin formula, basic, classic, Western herbal formula. This particular formula ends up having a couple unique ingredients to it. First of all, it has Oregon grapefruit, as well as it also ends up having sarsaparilla, juniper, a few things. And the idea on this formula is more designed to like not only detox and cleanse the system, because remember, when it comes to the skin is kind of like the dumping ground, so to speak. It's the detoxification center. Your body literally detoxifies like 1.1 pound of chemicals out of the skin every single day. And if the skin is actually showing issues or complications, it's probably because inside the detoxification process isn't working abundantly or effectively. And so this formula is kind of designed that way, and it's done very well throughout the couple of years that we've had it on the shelf. But behind it, we come out with this Clear Skin number 2, a couple little things that they basically have done to this one. Obviously, once again, fish oils is a foundation. The fish oil foundation, one of the things that happens with the fish oils, is going to help with the inflammatory process that's typically going to come about. The other thing it also does is it also kind of helps balance with the hormone issues. So once again, it's going to end up having the burdock and the juniper. The thing that I like about both the formulas, whether you're using number 1 or number 2, it has Oregon grapefruit, classic formula for like detoxing and helping with the acne and clearing the skin up and making a difference, making that a very super unique product. Stem cells become really popular now. Obviously, we hear about stem cells all the time. We hear about stem cells from research and ultimately, so what are stem cells? Stem cells basically start in the bone marrow for the most part, and what they do is they kind of proliferate and they become all the cells in the body in various areas. So ultimately what happens, or a lot of the research has been focused on stem cells. They'll derive it from this or derive it from that, inject it into people and see if they can get some results. So why not produce more of your own natural stem cells, all right? So kind of a fun moment. My wife went through a bone marrow transplant. We were using something like this in order to help to produce more stem cells, right? So what it does ultimately is it has a couple nutrients that are kind of unique to the industry when it comes to the stem cell moment. First of all, obviously the typical thing that most people don't realize is when it comes to the stem cells, some of the chondroitins and things of that nature really seem to make a difference, but spirulina is kind of a driving factor on this. Spirulina not only helps with production of stem cells, but also nourishes the bone marrow. This particular product kind of has a great formula with the quercetin in it to kind of not only help to produce the stem cells, but also release them and let them get out into the bloodstream so the body can take advantage of those stem cells. Obviously, the idea of stem cells is anti-aging. So it comes classic with anybody that's trying to do an anti-aging, or what we would like to call like easy aging or comfortable aging. So if you're gonna age well, so to speak, stem cell would be one of the core things that you wanna look at using, all right? So then I just thought another little fun thing with the company too, the Bell Lifestyles, is they come out with some unique tea products. And so I've been, just kind of like, I like to do things for my lungs just to support it. So this is a Breathe Easy tea formula. And so ultimately, we've made some of it up over here so you can actually see it. And ultimately it ends up being like a classic tea that you can literally just consume on a regular basis, obviously for wellness moments, but it's when it comes to cold flu season or like as the season's coming in, be the perfect time to start using it. Eucalyptus, some other different herbs that are going to be nourishing to the lungs as well. Make a stinging nettle and things of that nature, making it one of the greatest things that I like to do for like a wintertime tonic to prevent myself from having complications when it comes to the lungs, as well as the sinuses and things of that nature. Finally, another thing that they produce is the Kidney Cleanse formula. So the Kidney Cleanse formula, great formula. Typically, the uva ursi is going to be one of the things that most people use. Uva ursi obviously works great for like kind of a diuretic factor. But the other thing that people forget about uva ursi too is it also helps to get rid of specifically like things that uric acid compounds that kind of help to build stones and things of that nature. So it helps the kidney eliminate those things as well too. The only thing that happens when you're using anything like uva ursi and parsley and things like that's in here, it's going to kind of have a tendency to be kind of not only a diuretic, but some people feel like it's kind of like maybe a little bit raw, so to speak, on the kidneys. Like, oh wow, maybe it doesn't really hurt, but it just kind of makes it feel, well, they added two things in there. First of all, marshmallow, and what it does is it instantly soothes the irritated mucous membranes. So using those together, what happens is it actually makes the tea not only effective, but also helps it to ease through the system and cause no pain or complications, making it a perfect tea for somebody that wants to do cleansing on their kidneys. So how often would you want to cleanse the kidneys? So I have a tendency to do this in the summertime. Okay, so I've literally been drinking the tea, and so what it basically does is it kind of helps to cleanse it. So it seems like a great time, drink a lot more water, kind of detox the kidneys, kind of cleanse it out of the system, and literally just kind of feel a little bit lighter during the summer months. Yeah, you'll lose a little bit of weight. That's not the idea as a weight loss, but ultimately, yeah, you can probably lose a few pounds when it comes to the water, things of that nature. So, but when you use it, I usually like to use it for 3 to 4 weeks, then take a break, and then maybe use it again towards the end of summer, 3 or 4 weeks. Great time to kind of do a kidney cleanse and kind of just get your system detoxed. All right, so really cool formulas, great success in our stores. At the same time, more importantly than anything else, the foundation of the company. The idea of the company is to produce a foundation for any individual that has a need and to support them. Ultimately, one of the things that you'll see when you go onto their website and look around a little bit, there's testimonials all over the place, how their lives, people's lives have been changed using the product. I would just challenge you to try one of the products as we saw today and just think, well, maybe I'll use one of these products and see how well it works. I think you will be pleasantly surprised. All right, thanks again for watching another nutrition moment here at Clark's Nutrition and Natural Food.